no traffic, very little
Yeah,
use.
yeah.
There's a beautiful sandy beach right across the street called Bass Beach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and take
And
pictures
no one knows
of
about that either.
Yeah.
And what I did is my friend and I bought this piece of land and the land next to it. And we were both going to build houses here. And so we started the process. I had the middle one, he had the end one because he paid more. And so there was a house at the end of the road where a gentleman that owned these lots, he owned the house too, so he owned this whole strip. And for years, everyone said he was crazy and weird and eccentric or whatever. And so for years it was for sale and nothing happened. And then my friend and I came along, we bought the land, and then he sold the house after. Sold the house for I think $900,000. And the gentleman that bought the house is a Hampton man, and the developer who built it is Dick Southwick of Southwick Construction. And at first I watched the house get built, and like, wow, that's really unique. He calls it a California contemporary.
Yep.
Since then, I've been inside. It's beautiful. And the reason it looks like it does is because Dick has built beautiful homes, shingle-style homes, all kinds of homes. And he just wanted this to be a little bit different. He didn't want it to be the same typical shingle-style house with the, gable ends and all that. And so he designed this. It's got an infinity pool. It's got beautiful finishes inside, and it's an amazing house. So,
is it on a basement?
It's the full basement.
Full basement? And it's poured, I'm assuming, poured concrete.
Yep, it was all poured. It took a long time to build. It took a year to build it.
Yep.
Because it's a very discerning guy that the gentleman that wants to live there, and actually has moved in. So I've lost all access to the house now because it's finished. This has been here for a long time. It's a older man. He owns the land all the way up to the next property, if you will. At one point, they tried to get another lot there. They were denied, so there's no additional lots. So what you see is what you get. You're going to see this beautiful road, okay? It's a lot like Sea Road and Chapel Road and all the roads around here, except that no one comes down this road, so it's even more private. There'll be 3 homes on the south side and 2 homes on this side. One way up in the corner, and I can tell you more about him, and then this older gentleman here.
Yep.
Behind us is obviously protected conservation land, okay?
Yep.
All these stones belong to this lot, and they're going to build their stone wall. We've already built stone walls, like on the lot that's for sale.
Yep.
We built a double width stone wall with a local rye artisan, and he built that stone wall. And so our plan was to do the same thing here. And you can see on the middle lot, the driveway is here. I started building the wall with the same artisan guy. And then maybe a year ago, someone made me an offer. Sorry about that.
Oh, they're doing fighter drills up there.
Stop talking.
Oh no, totally fine.
Well, I don't want you to think there's heavy air traffic here, because there isn't.
Yeah, no, it's abnormal for sure. Well, there's a refueler. There's 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
And then the fueler.
And the fueler. That's what they're doing. They're chasing the fueler. Going back to peace.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so, you're in Rye Beach Precinct.
Yep.
Because you have this green, ugly lamps.
Oh, lovely. Circa 1960.
And you also know you're in Rye Beach Precinct because the air is better.
Right.
And there's always a sidewalk in Rye Beach Precinct.
Yeah.
Abenaki Country Club's right there.
Yep.
Beautiful golf course. It's private, but they do have space you could join.
Okay.
So this, from here to the end of the road, is the first lot.
Okay.
From here to a pin I'm going to show you is the second lot, approximately where the other lamp is. 300 feet of frontage. And then the last lot is the one that's for sale.
Okay.
A year ago, someone shattered my dream and gave me a big check and bought this lot from Cricket and I. We were going to build a house here.
Yep.
We'd started drawing our plans. Someone gave me a good check, $900,000.
Couldn't resist it.
And I took the $900,000 and went down the road and bought something else.
Yep.
And so this gentleman is named Moreno, M-O-R-E-N-O. He's just now getting into his construction, his drawings and things like that.
Yep.
He's gone very, very slow because he's not in a rush.
Yep.
And he owns like television stations in metropolitan New Jersey.
Okay.
So, lot 1, beautiful new home, maybe
Yep.
$1.3 million build on a $900,000 lot. This is my friend George. He's a banker down in the Peabody area, and he goes to my church. This is an older man who I've met him and his daughter, and I really like. This lot's Marino, who's going to build a beautiful home here. Like I said, this was me. I did this stone wall.
Yep.
And then I sold it. I stopped. And then that brings us to the last lot and the most eastward lot. Water views everywhere. I did rent one of those hydraulic lifts from
Yep.
Sun Rentals one day on Route 1 in Northampton. When Squeaky, and that was my friend who bought the lots with me, that's his name. He owns this lot. Squeaky. He's from Rye, born and raised. No one in Rye has a real name. It's either Squeaky or Booger or whatever they call each other. Anyway, he's a retired lobsterman.
Yep.
He owns this lot. Him and his wife were going to build here. Well, actually, when we bought these, we cleaned out. They didn't look like this. We cleaned up trees, made it look nice, mowed it, right?
Yep.
And then when we bought this, I put his wife in this lift. I was taking marketing pictures, and she's like, "Oh my God!" She starts tugging on her van. She goes, "I want to buy it." So he said to me, "John, I'm not going to sell the land. I'm going to keep this lot." So I said, "Okay, I'm going to build. And so that's how it happened. Well, when I sold mine, he's like, "Okay, I'm going to sell you. I'm going to sell it." So it's not a distress sale.
Right.
There's no debt on the land. We do this. We've done this in Rye several other times. We did it on Central Road where the old brick schoolhouse was.
Yep.
We bought that. We couldn't save the schoolhouse, so we tore it down and put 2 beautiful new homes there. We're doing it on Garland Road right now. We have a beautiful lot on Garland Road.
Yep. That's our pin right there, the blue.
No, I don't know what that is. Actually,
I think it's on the plan. There's a reference to it as a monument.
that's not it. No, the pin's here
Okay.
because he wouldn't have. He would have
Right.
built the
Yeah.
wall.
Well, that's the end of the wall.
That was an old driveway. That's the monument showing.
Okay.
So, here's your pin. And it's mowed too.
Yep.
Where he didn't mow, we stopped mowing it.
Right.
So here's your pin. And I'll tell you how many feet it is, but it goes down all the way around. Okay?
Yep.
And then where it stops is the Rye Northampton property line. So you're in Rye, low taxes, better air, Rye Beach Precinct. The rear of this property is actually Northampton. And so you're the first, you're the southernmost Rye property or the first property in Rye coming over Northampton.
Yep.
Goes back to the pin there. You can see the pin with the rubber cap like this.
Yep.
James Vera is our engineer. He's actually doing another job for us today. I just stopped and saw him.
Okay.
And then that's the back of it. It's approximately 150 feet deep.
Okay. Now the skylift pictures that you took, what heights were you measuring
I
heights
did
when you
first
took
and
those?
second floors. That I did.
Okay.
Carefully. Like I said, double width, and the craftsman that built the wall, he put a little planter in there, so we put flowers in there. We brought water into the property, so it's town water here.
Yep.
And we also put a conduit. We did the conduit for electrical because we were building the wall. So the electrical conduit goes underneath, so you have underground power to the property.
Oh, nice.
So town water and underground power.
Yep. Perfect.
We left those trees there, those 2 trees, because it's
Wetlands
almost
plan.
no. It's almost like the driveway will continue through and then go to the right.
Okay.
And so we left the tree because that it doesn't have to be. On that side of the driveway would be that tree. On that side, after you go by that tree, you start going right towards your home. It's a high water table here, so you're definitely going to need some fill to get your leach field in. But you definitely can have a 4-bedroom or maybe even a 5-bedroom design. I love the wall. All this house here is maintained by the town of Rye, so they mow it, they seed it, they take care of this grassy area.
Nice.
Another important fact about the difference between Rye and Northampton is Rye doesn't allow parking here. Northampton does.
Yep.
So where that granite marker is beyond there, you see how there's cars parked there?
Right.
If they were parked on this side, they'd get ticketed.
Huh.
And if they got ticketed too much, they'd get towed.
Right.
So you can see in the roadway, it says no parking. That's only in Rye. One of the most important parts of this lot is that everybody in the world wants to live on the ocean front because they haven't lived on the ocean front. And so they think that this is the best place to live. And they're not wrong. With the exception of if you buy a house right on Ocean Boulevard, the entire state of Massachusetts drives by every weekend, okay?
Absolutely.
And most of those guys own Harleys. What that means is it's noisy, is what I'm trying to say. Like if it was 60 degrees this Sunday, you'll see the steady traffic of people that go for a ride. They all want to go for a ride up 1A. We're so far back from the ocean, even though there's nothing that can be built in front of us, that we're buffered by these trees, this grassy area, this little connector road. And so this is the best of both worlds. No one can build in front of you. You're going to have nice, unobstructed ocean views, first and certainly second and third floors. Unbelievable views to the south with sun all day, but no, you're not right up on it. You're not right up on the noise, and that's why I love the buffered feel of this lot. It's very, very important. Up the road here, there's a $3 million lot. That lot will have the constant traffic that you're right on it. This is not on it, you're buffered. But no one uses the road here. We could sit in the middle of this road for hours and not see one car use it. It's really kind of special. It's why we wanted to build here. And I'm not just trying to tell you all this for salesmanship reasons, it's the truth. So no one can park in front of it. You're buffered. You have a private beach across the street that only the surfers use. Like, no one really knows about the beach over there because it's not publicized, it's not advertised, but it's called Bass Beach. And the surfers come, and there's even sand there. A lot of the beaches in Rye don't have sand. There's sand at this beach, but the surfers come and they surf here. So you can walk home over in the afternoon and have a glass of wine on Bass Beach and be the only people there in the afternoon. I've been on the beach in the afternoon and there's no one there. Now there is town sewer up here, but I don't think it's accessible. I think it's a forced main that goes to Hampton. Because the south end of Rye does have sewer, but see it? So this house probably has it. I just don't know if you can get it. It'd be worth asking, but you have to ask.
With the cost of the, septic, it is worth asking.
Just
seeing if you can get on it.
Yeah, I agree. If you're gonna, you have to match the forced main. I've done it before, but I think so. And I'll wait while you ask. So I'm not. No, my point is I'm not impatient. Or squeaky's not. So we're at full high tide right now. Okay. And you're looking back at the lot. If we walk into our vehicles are still on the lot. And my sign fell.
Of course.
It's fallen so many times.
Well, it was.
We had an 80-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah, we had a lot of wind.
And since then, I've kind of haven't fixed it properly. But that's the lot. I think the home will be forward to the sign. I think it'll be in line with this tree and the other tree in the back. I think nothing will be built in back of you, but unless people start building on marshes.
The New Hampshire DES won't let you.
Nor will the town of Northampton.
They're very, very strict in Hampton. That I do know.
And so here's your sandy beach.
So we're high tide right now. I can see the
Full high.
Full high. Okay.
And so you lose the beach on that side, on the crescent, but you see it going all the way around. And then, but you still have full high tide sand right.
Yeah, which is great. So when you're at mean low,
there's a lot of beach.
Yeah, it's the whole crescent, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lobsterman working out there. There's sea ducks working. Right out here is where the best waves are, straight ahead.
That's why the surfers come out here. Yeah, you can see.
There's also some rocks you can't see too.
Yeah.
See them?
Oh yeah, where it's breaking right there.
So if I turn, you can still see the tree we kept talking about.
And the tip, the very peak of that house back there.
That house has ocean views, of course. As each successive guy builds, they're going to lose it. And he knows it, but.
So this house on the corner, that's new enough looking that it's going to be on a poured concrete full basement.
That's correct. Now, you keep asking about full basement. You can have a full basement here, but it'll probably be walkout. And the reason that is the water table is going to dictate that.
Okay. And that's what I was curious, where you were involved with the first house, and
he brought it up. You can see he brought it up to get the walkout. but he also put the infinity pool at the back.
Right.
So when you drive around the back when you leave, you can see his pool area. And if your customer is really interested, I can get him into the house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know it's just he wants a full foundation. He doesn't want to do the, on stilts or anything like that. And I know we're in an AE zone around here, and I've heard that Peter down at the town is, a little fussy on his foundations.
No, but in this particular case, it's not about Peter. It's about Frank Drake at the
precinct.
Bright Beach precinct.
Yep.
He's the one that dictates. It's a different zoning board, different planning board. For example, your height here is higher than the town of Rye.
Yep.
So the town of Rye only allows 28 feet. You're allowed 32 feet here. That's just one difference. But as far as the basement's concerned, that's something that you're gonna have to talk to an engineer. I like Eric Weinrub from Altus Engineering.
Yep.
I like John Shagnon from Ambit Engineering. You go to them and you figure out exactly how your basement ends up.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's just if we don't have to build something that's Carolina style,
it won't
flood through.
No,
then that's fine.
And if Squeaky doesn't sell it, he's going to build.
Yep.
He's already started the process of investigating exactly what basement it has.
Yep. Now, this is obviously.
We did that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's obviously a planter or.
Yeah, we did that for a couple reasons. We had extra rocks.
It is New England.
And we created a little
walkway
drain area to come outside of so the water drains outside of the rocks.
Yep. And
to walk through because, if you don't want to jump over, you got to go all the way down there.
Right.
So it was a multi-purpose. See the drain area. But we did that. No one told us to.
Right.
And so you see there's no parking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying someone won't, but they'll get a ticket. They only do it once.
Yeah. By the time they pay that towing fee.
Yeah. So I think it's a special lot. It's like a little secret. Of course, I'm a salesman, and I think, I wanted to live here. That's why I think it. But it is pretty nice. The beach. It's hard to find the beach. The southern view, the southern sun all day.
Yep.
And the golf course. Walk to Abenaki, have dinner, have a glass of wine, and then come home. I mean, it's really nice.
Now, what kind of, I saw on the plan that you shared with me, a basic building envelope defined.
Yeah, we did that just to show someone approximation.
Potential.
Some people don't have in their mind's eye to put a place a house, so.
Yep. And what kind of, do you remember off the top of your head what that dimension was for the envelope, or what, square footage?
No, but it's to scale.
Okay. Well, I can get my architect's rule out and figure that out.
I have one too. But I have to see on the corner 1 inch equals 40 feet.
Yeah, get the scale.
Let me pull out those plans.
Okay. This is the approximate front end of the house. The furthest front the structure could be. It's a 40-foot setback. The property line is on the other side of that wall. I've paced off approximately 40 feet. You need to be 25 from either side and 20 from the rear. On their plans, this was the approximate location of the garage where I'm standing. The driveway comes up, goes through those two trees and comes around. Leach field on the other side of it, halfway between here and the grass line that's not as mowed down. So this would be the start of the garage, and you could probably go halfway between that post that you see and the stone wall as far as the furthest reaches. What we do have at work is some percentage of lot. You can only cover 25% of the lot with the footprint of the house. I'll give you some more details on that, but there is a lot of room here. And your back line is just in front of that mowed spot. So you would have to be fairly long and narrow in design We'll figure it out. But you would have fantastic views for sure. And there's nothing that can be built over on the other side of that retaining wall. That retaining wall is a sea-breaking berm with a walkway on top, a paved walkway on top, or concrete it looked like. And from what the guy at the town told me, he said if they do have wash through the retaining wall there, it occurs south of the crescent, just south of the crescent, and fills back into the marsh behind us. And then it occurs, that cottage is the only thing that's on the ocean side. It's up on stilts. But northward, about a quarter mile northward, there's another marsh out behind that house, and that's where the other wash through comes. But the gentleman I spoke with at the town, Frank, and he's at the beach precinct, he said that he's never seen in his life, and he's probably pushing 70, a wash through happen right here where these lots would flood. So to give you a point of reference, the end of the stone wall and the concrete monument there, that's the town line. That's where the end of the lot ends. So I am standing on the back lot line, looking towards the front, and then towards the left. And there's a pin back here, back in the corner. The lot does go a little bit, angles back, another 4 or 5 feet to that pin right back there. I'll walk it for you. The mow line is not correct to the property line, except for the end here. So there's our pin. And looking up towards the road, the end of the very organized and built stone wall is the front corner. As you can see, we do have a lot of walkers that come down this way. There's another one going back that way. But all in all, it's a lovely lot. So the end of the lot, it really starts to fall off in elevation. You can see it's a couple feet higher. If you take a look, you'll see it's a couple feet higher. The highest elevation on this lot is 10 feet, and that's pretty much directly in front of me, and that's where the leach field would go. But as far as most of the building footprint would be in a 9-foot elevation. You can get an elevation certificate that will help get you a break on your flood insurance. I wish it was sunnier, but there is nothing that can be built behind you because of the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services wetland setback buffer. So this is basically unbuildable per the state.